Is Google My Business the same as Google Analytics? In this short video, we're going to discuss the similarities and differences between these two platforms, as I've seen this question asked a few times online. So long story short, Google My Business and Google Analytics are not the same at all. The only similarity really is that they're both free and they're both provided by Google. So they're free services or platforms provided by Google. Now, starting with Google My Business, what this platform is really about is helping you to capture more business, to get your business in front of prospective customers when they search for a service or a business in their local area. So for example, if you live in Christchurch, New Zealand, like I do, and you type in, best cafe in Christchurch, for example, you'll see businesses appear with their directions or location. You'll see their reviews. You'll be able to click in and see things like photos and menus and all those kind of things. That's Google My Business. It also works on the Maps side of Google as well, and that's really essential for locally focused businesses who want to get in front of more customers. It's a platform that helps you to basically communicate information about your business to prospective customers and to help you get found. Now, Google Analytics, on the other hand, is really a data tracking platform. It allows you to understand how people interact with your website, not how they interact with your Google My Business listing or profile, but how they interact with your website itself. So you can go and you can see information about how many people visited your site in a set period of time, how many times they viewed different pages, what your most popular pages were, where people come from, both geographically and in terms of traffic source. So do they come from an organic Google search or a Facebook ad or email marketing or directly navigate to your site, whatever it is. It's basically data collection and analysis. Now, the biggest difference between Google My Business and Google Analytics is that Google Analytics does not inherently kind of give you the opportunity to win any more business. Now, if you know how to look at the data and interpret it and use it, it's very, very helpful, and you can use it to track your performance, to assess what campaigns are working and what ones aren't, to kind of validate your digital strategy. But it's not going to do anything by itself without further analysis and implementation, then collect that data for you. Google My Business, on the other hand, as long as you do a decent job at setting up your listing, and I'll link to some good resources in the video description, you can win more business through this. So if you're sat there going, which do I start with? If you've got a locally focused business, so a cafe or a restaurant or a store or hotel or anything like that, go and do Google My Business first. Even though you might be missing out on that data you can collect on your website, it's so much more important just to try and win new customers. And you can do some serious damage in a positive sense in terms of winning new business just through Google My Business alone. I know tons of businesses that almost depend on that as their primary source of online revenue generation and lead generation. They show up well in Google My Business for locally focused searches, and they have a great presence in terms of having a good listing and reviews and all those kind of things, and that turns into lots of customers walking in the door. On the other hand, Google Analytics, it's not an uncommon scenario at all to have a business where the website's had Google Analytics installed for years. No one's ever really looked at it. The business owner or team don't really know what it does, and it just kind of sits there passively not doing a lot. Now, Google Analytics, if you are embarking on paid advertising campaigns or content marketing or anything like that, SEO, it's extremely important to have to monitor your performance and see if things are going in the right direction, but it inherently by itself does not help you win any more customers. So if you're weighing up which one should you go after first, if you're starting out in your digital journey, especially if you have a locally focused business, do Google My Business first, learn how to use that platform, get everything set up to try and win more business. You can then move on to Google Analytics and learn the ropes with that. And although it's quite a complex platform, much more complex than Google My Business is, there's a huge amount of potential that you can unlock in that data, but it won't do anything by itself without actually knowing what you're looking at and knowing how to interpret it and knowing how to act on it. Where Google Analytics is critical is if you do want to grow your business online through your website and you're thinking about doing something like bringing on a marketing consultant or a marketing specialist or an agency. They'll want to see your Google Analytics. They'll want to see what's working, what's not. It'll need to be on your site. So ultimately you should try to have both, but they are very, very different platforms. The only similarities, as I said, is that Google Analytics and Google My Business are both free and they're both provided by Google. Google My Business is the one to pursue more aggressively if you want to try and win more business in the short to medium term. Google Analytics if you want to be able to collect data on your website performance, on your digital campaigns that come through your site, interpret that and then act on it. That's going to give you more value there. If you've got any questions, leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.